Hello, welcome back. This is part 3 of the case that I'm working on with the Kuta compatibility. So I made 2 separate other videos. If you have not watched it, I would recommend you doing that. And we're going to do 3 sections today. If you don't know who I am, I'm SindyKing. I'm a relationship and dating coach. And we're just breaking down symmetries and how it works. So today will be a totally different chart here, as you can see. And we're just going to be working with Ghana and Graha and Yonis. So as I promised with you last time, yes, we're going to be talking about sex compatibility as well. So here we're going to start right away. Ghana. So Ghana is really where what we call it the friendliness. The primary ingredients is having a good relationship and having like minds. And you guys have heard of that. Like mind attracts other like minds. And it's great. It's great to have that when you guys are both know what you guys want and the needs. In this case, the man is a healer. His nakshatra is, I probably can pronounce that wrong, but it's a Pruvasu. So, and that's a female cat. So he's actually a female cat. And it just really represent or what it really means based on the degree of the moon. So we're doing the moon compatibility, and yeah, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth with the other planets and show you why. So he is dealing with, he's considered to be a healer and a female cat. So he can be really, what do you call, too nice, right? And he's a female cat. It's not any cat. It's a female cat. And when we get to the yoni part, it makes a huge difference, you know, about the sexual compatibility, who's receiving, who's approaching. It's quite interesting when I talk to clients and I'm like, well, who initiates sex first, right? And they would tell you who initiate first, and it's always the male. She is Purvashara. So, and that just means that it's representing the male monkey. And the male monkey normally initiate the male. So the masculine always initiates. The female is more receptive, right? So, and under her degree, what it represents is popularity. And it's quite interesting. So, if you're hearing some background noises of kids screaming and yelling Bloody Mary, they're okay. They're just playing. And that's their animal instinct. I'm pretty sure if you guys are hearing it through the microphone, I'm doing the best I can. I can't prevent them unless they're breaking something. I have to go and deal with that. So screaming, crying children, if you hear that in the background, that's what I'm dealing with, and I'm gonna power through this, through the universe and or whatever stars out there today is to get me through this. All right. So back to the friendliness. So the friendliness is about having a good relationship, right? You have to be really good friends, and you have to have like minds to attract how you know about your partner and how they feel. And, you know, the biggest topic I want to talk about is the twin flame and the soulmate. And if you can see right now, if you know a little bit about astrology, if you don't, that's okay. We have past and present feelings and weakness and strength that we have to deal with in this karmic life or in this life path. And they are able to feel whatever they're weak on, their partner has that necessary solution, right? Isn't that nice? You know, what your weaknesses, your partner have the strength of it. So, and that's, in this case, And you can see that where what we call the north node and the south node, it's all linked. And that's in like Cancer and Capricorn. So you can kind of see that if you look, and it's just right there. Cancer is right up on the top right here, and then Capricorn, and you can see each other is very different. So my understanding, the blue outside is the female and the inside is male, so which is the green one. So that's where it is. So they feel like they are connected mind, like they have the like-mindedness together, and which is great. And they are great friends. So emotionally, they can connect, they can feel each other, and it's great for that, right? Wouldn't it be nice to have a partner to be in a different room and know that when you're mad or upset, this is what they have. That's what it is. And because they're on opposite ends, that even makes it more stronger, because what you don't have, they have the ability to figure this part out in your life as the relationship gets stronger over the years. That's what it is. And when I see the north node and south node, I find the relationship lasts much more longer, because it's like that lesson that we need to learn is our weakness. We can't leave or have the feeling that there are opposites, and they have the secret key of it. But I always teach, even with my students, it's important to be a whole person and not rely on others to figure it out for you. But in this way, in this case, it feels natural to them. So let's talk about the yonis, which is the intensity of the compatibility. And yoni, yeah, it can represent sex, and it's our animal instincts. Okay, so what these two people have is, like we were mentioning earlier, she is a monkey, right? So I'm gonna let you watch Discovery Channel and understand the behavior of a monkey, or even watch on YouTube. You learn a little bit more to know your the degree and where the moon is, how they really think when they get scared. It helps to understand how they withdraw from fights and stuff like that. I feel like the title said, intense. That just simply means that our animal instinct, our natural animal instinct. And you see this naturally in children. There's no filter. Her case is in his case, he's a female cat, right? So naturally, he wants to be one who is receptive. And when he gets scared, what does a cat do? They run away, they hide, they don't really engage more conflict. If they do, you might get swiped, right? And that's what it is. It's our natural animal instinct that comes out. It only comes out, number one, through sex, and also through crisis situation. And that's why when I was working with children back in my old job as a lifeguard, I see this naturally comes out, right? When they play hide and go seek, or when they play tag, you see that, right? When they get caught into a situation where they shouldn't be. I find it fascinating, because that part of you will come out naturally. That being said, I was really shocked. How our society pressure sex is really important. This is it's so interesting. In the Kuta compatibility, it is score out of 4. Everything else it's a much higher score, except for there's a few area, but yoni was score, the highest that you can get is 4. The maximum you can get 4. So that really questions me about how important, the culture of sex is so important. They say, well, I think back in the day, I think sex is really important only after marriage for a certain culture. right? So, and in our Western culture, it's different. So that was really shocking for me. I thought that was mostly important. And obviously, the higher the score is, the better it is. But we also have to look at your Mars, which is the action, and if they have a very high compatibility, where this situation, yes, they do. They score out of 3. But when you look at overall, you have to look at Mars. Mars is more of the action base, so which is the masculine part, is the go-getter. It's like, if you have a bad fight, makeup sex is pretty good. If you have a nice Mars. And in this case, they score out of 33. So I look overall, they have 33. So, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's always about sex. It could mean like activities, right? Can they keep up with each other on hikes or on bikes, or just activities in general, right? Some sort of action going. And I find that when a couple has this, they have so much of that energy. Maybe if they can't have sex, they could go out for hikes, and that's how they really enjoy each other as well. When you get this question is like, when does yoni don't is not as important? When you have a business partner, and Kuta works really well for a business partner. So business partner is one of them. You really don't care unless you want sexual intimacy. But I think it's really, in a way, it's kind of important, but you want to know how they act out when they're in crisis situation, right? And how do they behave, right? So, and that's what you can see. Maybe yoni can be really good at times, like for hookup. I'm not trying to promote hookup here, just like I'm not promoting alcohol, but hey, it's your choice. If that's what it's your body, and you own every rights to it. And I just find that even like I find that hookups as well, when I was comparing it to clients, it's not always as important. If it was score out of 4, they didn't say like, oh, it was amazing. They would say, meh, it was an animal experience, and that was it. So, and that's where I was very shocked about the scoring point. Some people think it was great, and some people just didn't think it's great, and it wasn't really important to them. So, like I said, I find this is more important when it comes to crisis situation, and when they get scared, how do they react? And that's just a simple, what I have experienced, just talking to clients, and just testing this out. And there's always more testing that we always require in this area. It's a quite interesting area, but so moving forward, we can talk about the Tara. Tara is more about comfort. And again, it talks about a man's temperament. And it's about the feeling of safetyness between a man and a woman. She doesn't feel threatened by his temperament. And the reason why is he would feel like, he's going to, doing the right thing for her. That's what it is. It's a natural way he's problem solving. For example, not in this case, but just for example in general, if her ex-boyfriend started contacting her, he would go there and beat him up. Does she feel threatened by that? By his action, and does she feel safe if he acts out on that, right? It's more like, does she feel safe based on his action that he goes out? And I want to choose a non-violent example as well. If she is probably going to labor, or she's about nesting, and he hasn't build the side bed, and he said he'll do it when she's in the middle of giving labor, and she feels secure with the action that he's taken, right? So it's all about how she feels safe so that he feels secure in the relationship. If any action that he makes that makes her feel unsafe, unsecure, it really setbacks the relationship, and vice versa. Okay, if she feels about something, and he feels insecure about the relationship and the possibility of the future, if she really feels about that X or Y and Z. So making, it's all about making the good relationship really about emotional growth. And that's what it really relies on when it comes to that compatibility. So I hope this actually helps, and I just want to make it clear about soulmate and twins flame. If you strongly believe in that, and that could be a poetry or wherever you read it, or twin flames. Unfortunately, when I was doing a research on it, I might make a video face to face. Is that something that you're really interested in this? I just haven't found anything in astrology that clearly say this is the twin flame, this is the soulmate. There's no evidence. It's just a description that what my client maybe had read online, and it could be a marketing thing. But my personal opinion, if it creates griefness or pain or disillusion from reality, or an excuse for bad behavior, I don't think that theory would fit in a long term when it comes to creating lasting love. Every relationship, like I was telling you about, the friendliness, and the intensive and the comfort, I think it's really more important about learning each other like a PhD, because everybody will change in every cycle, what they go through. So we all go through a certain cycle, and we all have certain trauma and healing. But to make an excuse, if it's because they're my soulmate, therefore that's the reason why he or she is acting that way, is not a good excuse. I think we should have a PhD of learning more about ourselves and how to communicate and how to heal ourselves. And this is the reason why I'm making this videos in the series, because it can be very dangerous just believing that this is my twin flame and saying that, they bring out the bad, the negative, or the dark side out of me. So that's the reason why it's okay to behave this way. If we are going to believe in that type of culture, it could be a very, very toxic belief system that you could be carrying from one relationship to the next. But hey, if it creates an opportunity and it actually create happiness or motivate you to go out there to meet and connect with people, great. I think that there's a place and time for it. Like I said, I'm not against it. I'm just simply saying I haven't seen it written in astrology or even any psychology book. Like, I looked into it, evidence. I'm just looking for evidence. That's all I'm looking for. I'm also, asking clients as well, like, what makes them a soulmate, or what do you strongly believe in? What makes them a soulmate? And I want to make sure that everybody is coming into reality of what their expectation is in a relationship and what the other partner expectation is as well. I made a video about non-negotiable. when to walk away, and the 5 non-negotiable. I have videos on that, and you can go ahead and watch that, have that review. If you're interested in purchasing a report, I'll leave the link down below in the description. You can go ahead and purchase that. It's a great start to learn a little bit more about yourself and the relationship. But this is the breakdown. I think this is a great start, learning more about what area of the category makes sense to you in a relationship. Yes, they have a scoring point, but like I said in the first video, just because you have a high scoring point doesn't mean that you guys are having a healthy relationship. That's what it means. And if you want a solution based on all these categories that I mentioned earlier in last video and this video, the report might not have that. You maybe want to speak to an astrologer to help you have a better understanding about, like how I was mentioning about in this chart, the man is actually a female cat, and she is more of a male monkey. So I wouldn't be surprised, naturally she wouldn't want to initiate sex more than he does. So, and that's really interesting, and he probably want to have sex when things are comfortable, just like a cat. You know, it's comfortable, it's nice, it's quiet, it's not loud, you know. And that's, you have to understand that chemistry and learn more about that, right? And she's a ruler of, you know, based on her degree, she's also a ruler under what you call Venus as well. And he's a ruler of a Jupiter, a male Jupiter. So which is so interesting. So she is initiating the Venus as female, and as well she's very fiery, so she has a lot of passion, and no wonder she's very popular. There's a lot of passion, of beauty and femininity, and I think that's amazing for that. But you can see this acting out in a relationship, how it plays out on her day-to-day base. And then as well as he doesn't deal with confrontation really well. Yeah, he doesn't deal with, like, it's a female cat, and he's what you call a conservative, a deva, and he's wind. Based on the element is wind. So he's not going to deal with situation that is not very well when it comes to confrontation or there's problems. He would try to, like, go to a different room. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, and the solution is, for a situation like this, for Yoni, is when we say crisis, you have to wait, let him go. If he walks out, let him go, and he can naturally, when he's not so scared and ready, he will come out and he'll deal with it. He's not going to go anywhere. So he's gonna come home and deal with it. But in the moment when the pressure's on, the fire is very heated, where she's very fiery, he gets scared. He runs away, right? And then eventually he breaks into it and is ready, because he's devoted, and he's going to come up with a solution. And he's going to be very nice as well, because it's just based on his degree where he's standing at. All right, so again, if you want to purchase a report, it's down below. If you're ready for a consultation with me, links down below. And I'm so excited for you to be watching this video, and just because it makes me happy, the reason why is because you want to learn more about your relationship. So you're in the good hands and a good start. And I'm so excited to be possibly meeting you and helping you out in your relationship. All right, have a good one. I'll see you next week for part 4 for the next 3 one. And that will be also very much interesting as well. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye now. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends because sharing is caring. If you want my help in your relationship or dating situation, you can always book a time with me. Check out the link below. To stay in touch, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell button so you can be notified when I post new videos. Please go ahead, hit the like button because it encouraged me to create more contents like this every week for you. If you have any ideas for a video, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.